Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Trayvon Mullen. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er Deals.
So you saw that play? That was Palms coverage versus empty formation. 2 receiver side. 2 receiver goes out. Gets intercepted by the corner, who's in Palms technique. Becomes a flat corner. Takes it to the house. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about right there. All right. So we're going to go through Palms coverage versus empty formation 3x2 to start. As you saw in that video, the left side of the screen is going to be playing Palms versus a 2 receiver detached formation. We know the rules to that. And on the right hand side, just like we talked about in the 3x1 video, you're going to have Palms rules to the right side. Okay, so let's just go through it. Let's watch some tape. Go through some plays. We know how the matches go, and this is the power of the defense. You really get a good chance to really lock down a lot of people's favorites routes. And again, I would just really use the middle linebacker here because you're allowed to be aggressive. All you have to do is remember to wall anything that's coming inside. But right now, all the vertical routes are handled by all the DBs. So you could just play ball. And on this side, it really most of the time is going to play out like true quarters. But if you ever do get the instance where the 2 goes out, just like in this route right here, and somebody wants to take advantage of that and try to throw a quick out, you're kind of running right into a trap defense. So that's the reason why I love that defense. It takes care of that front side threat of the number 3 receiver going vertical. And a lot of people are going to put like a wide receiver in that position. And if you're in a regular defense like nickel or dime, you might get a matchup where, depending on the front that you're in, you're going to get a wide receiver versus a linebacker to have to cover him deep. And remember, in quarters coverage, that linebacker is taking him deep. You have to user that guy deep if he does go deep, because the safeties are not going to help you if you run regular quarters match. But Palms match gives you this nice little cushion, this little safety net of the safety right behind you. If you're playing the middle linebacker, the strong safety is going to take 3 vertical. Okay, so here's an example. We got this route right here was a problem route versus regular quarters match, and against this coverage, you know, you have at least everybody's taken care of. Okay, so I won't go through all the rules. If you need to learn the rules, again, just go back and watch the video on versus 2x2 and versus 3x1. All the rules are there. I'll try to just go through. I want to go through some more plays just to make sure I show you on film exactly that everything is working out the way it should. Don't worry about the left side of the screen. That's a stack formation. And remember, there's an adjustment to a stack. So they will go back to their quarters rules over here versus a stack. I don't have all that worked out right now. I will later. But on the right side of the screen, we have 3 eligible receivers, and they're going to go deep. And you're going to get your matches deep across the screen. Okay? So that's good stuff there. Let's see what I have next. Then we have, okay, that play right here is pretty much the same, the smash play. Let's just go through shallow cross. I saw in one of my videos somebody asking me, a comment was about, you know, what plays, like what offense would you run against this? Because if you actually go on my YouTube page, I have my leagues, I have playlists of my games that I play against people, and I got my butt whooped in a game recently, and it was because I didn't make adjustments to somebody playing quarters on me. I should probably go back and review that game with you guys and talk through, and I can actually learn from somebody using pretty much that defense on me and me not making the adjustment. And I stuck with my regular corners and digs, and I was getting locked down. So the one route in general that would probably be the first route that I would play against a quarters team if I was on offense, or you have to be careful of, if you remember from all my videos over the past 2 years, the problem was really shallow crossing routes. And these underneath defenders, how are they going to cover them? And you as a user, where are you going to go? Okay, so on this route right here, we need to see if that Mike linebacker is going to match that 3. He's the wall player, right? And he does. He stays with them long enough. Now, the quarter flat defender on the left-hand side over here, he doesn't have to stay with number 2. He's a free player, so they kind of pass that off. So that would be the one thing that you got to see how it would work out. If you were using that quarter flat defender, right, on the left side of the screen, Wagner, and you don't help out on this play, there's a chance that that guy can run free. So that's why it's kind of important to make sure you use the right guy. Now, if that linebacker gets caught too shallow, then you can throw that dig route depending on how good that safety is. If he chases number 3, he's supposed to chase number 3. So there is some leverage here on this dig route right there. I mean, when I say leverage, you don't have anybody really underneath it. You just have to make the throw and maybe even lead pass it down a little bit just to give yourself a little separation from the safety. But that is a quote-unquote weakness. But really, to beat the coverage, you're going to have to be patient, throw shallows, and then try to see if you might be able to get somebody on a wheel route. So I'm kind of answering that guy's question. It was from a different video, but that's probably something that I will look at if I'm actually trying to beat the defense, and I'll probably start there. There are beaters to the defense, but the bad thing about trying to run a beater on offense is that you don't know if they're actually in that coverage. So you can set up the perfect offense to beat Palms. You don't know if they're in the coverage. You don't know if they're in that coverage. So it's a little bit of taking a chance, and that's why you got to still mix up your stuff on defense. You can't just sit in one defense the whole game. Okay. Over here, this would be a tough route, I would think, but that's why you put a Ramsey at the nickel. That allows you to really take care of that concept. It was really, again, both 2 and 3 both went past 10 yards. So it kind of works out that the safety is going to be eaten up, and then now the nickel is going to have to stay with this post route, right? And that's what other people will do when they have like a true. There's a difference between a Madden beater where they're like trying to break the coverage and have somebody running free, and then a real life beater is something just trying to get leverage on the play. So anytime you get a quarters team, you try to run a vertical route at the safety or have somebody go over 10 yards, and a lot of times they sit down or they run a dig. Really grab him, make sure you get his attention, and then you try to throw a post on whoever the outside DB is outside of him. And that sometimes that DB, if he's playing outside leverage or he gets beat with speed, there's an opening kind of like a high-low right in that area, right around the hash mark. So that's another way to beat the coverage just from a sound football standpoint, and that's why I had that play in there just to see what would happen. I do have, let's see, I have one more play here, and then I do want to talk about one issue, and we'll cover that right after this play. Let me just go through this. This is pretty self-explanatory. The nickel should take this wheel. Yep, and he does. We talked about wheels the other day. For the nickel, that's just first to the flat, and then use your rule of carry the flat, the guy in the flat. If he goes anywhere, if he goes back inside, like let's say it's a reverse pivot route, or if he goes up the field like that, he's going to stay with them. Now, the one issue that you got to make sure you're aware of is this play right here, wide receiver shock option. Okay, this play works well. The defense plays it well when it's 3-by-1, when the running back's in the backfield. But for some reason, when when it's an empty formation, the nickel does not play the fade route. So just know that this is one play that there is an actual bust. Now the safety's supposed to still get over there, and he's still doing the same thing he did. But remember, this is happening because of the stick route by number 3. That little 5-yard outside turn route right there really kind of bugs out the coverage. So just remember, like, let me show you. If I was in actual gun tray open and I'm like this play actually does not work the same. The nickel will run. He's going to be late, but he will run back there versus 3-by-1. But for some reason, when we get into an empty formation, he just bugs out. Okay, so what I would do as a quick fix to this is, if somebody was doing this, or if you're really nervous about this, you're going to lose some coverage, but I would just take the corner, all right, and I would just put him in an outside third. And I really don't like doing stuff like this too often, but what that does at least protects you on this play. Now, the number one receiver, if he runs anything else, underneath, at least you might have a linebacker there to help. If he runs an out, it's probably going to be open, like a 10-yard out. If he runs a post, which doesn't happen too often from empty, you're kind of asking for a little bit of trouble because I can't tell you exactly how it's going to be covered. So if you do get this route, I would either do that, or if you just want to play ultra safe, like I've told you before, just go to your coverage adjustments and then just press sticks, and that turns the whole defense into just playing spot drop cover four. All the DBs, all the linebackers would just go to their spots and play like almost like you're playing drop four, okay, just with three underneath guys, and that will at least take care of the deep routes, and then you have to rally up on the short ones, okay. And just remember, last thing is this on this video. This is a quick video today because we don't have to talk about technique too much. You guys understand how it works. Is if you get any type of empty bunch formation, all right, empty bunch like this play right here, you're going to get the same checks you would in all your bunch formations on the right side of the screen. So on the right side, that's going to be box. On the left side, you're still going to get palms, all right, and that's how it works. So you don't have to really worry about anything else besides spread. Just basically just know that. If you don't like boxing, you probably shouldn't be in that defense. That's basically what I'm trying to get to. All right, so that's it for that part of the series. I'm going to do another quick video probably sometime this weekend just talking about 4x1. I didn't really cover it versus quarters, so I'm going to cover how does match defense quarters and palms play against 4x1. Got any questions, man? Hit me up. You know how to get to me. Appreciate it. Talk to you later, man. Peace.